pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's town board meeting. It is June 13th, 2023. First thing on our agenda tonight is our public hearings. We have 3 of them. And I will ask Emily to read the notice.
For the first one, we didn't renotice that, so it's the same as.
Yeah, that was the continued public hearing, Mr.
Yeah, because we
Supervisor,
didn't
from last
close
meeting.
it. So. Okay. Yeah, the first one is regarding the local law to add the lock boxes to the buildings. We went over at the last meeting. There were some questions about it, so right now it's a matter of us deciding whether we're going to close it and then move on to approving it.
Yeah, I looked at the law closely in the building code, the 2020 building code that the speaker spoke about last time. I felt it wasn't required or mandatory. It was within the discretion of the building inspector to do it. So if they did not, or fire inspector, if they didn't do it and don't require it, there's no violation. So now with the local law, it's mandatory. And if there's a violation of it, they can be fined. And it'll be more of a safety issue and better for the public. So I'd recommend adopting the local law.
Any board members have any questions regarding the local law?
My understanding is that when the building code from New York State comes out every few years, and I think the last time might have been in 20,
Yeah.
and it comes out about every 5 years, municipalities have the ability or to adopt that. Is that correct?
We do adopt it and we do
Okay.
enforce it. And it has to be for every new development or they have to meet the code requirements. But this one wasn't mandatory, the
I
way
see.
I read the code. So I
Okay.
think it's better to have it be mandatory.
So it is in the New York State building code,
Correct.
but in Mount Pleasant, we'll make it mandatory
Correct.
that these commercial facilities have a key lock box.
Correct.
And you did say something about a fine if they don't?
Yes, $250
Okay.
per incident. If they keep repeatedly not giving the lockbox and giving it to the fire official, we can hit them with a weekly fine.
Okay. All right, now I understand completely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
When you adopt New York State code, are you adopting it in its entirety, or are you adopting aspects of it? Is that up to the town?
I believe we adopted it years ago, and these are just updates that the building department does follow. I mean, it can be as size of a window for new construction, size of a hallway, etc. So that's all in there. How to seal, all that stuff is required.
Does the board have any other questions on this topic?
No.
No. If there be no further questions on this, I would, Resolution 260-23 would close this public hearing regarding the lockbox.
So moved.
Jerry
Second.
and Tom, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next item. Emily?
The next item is public hearing by the town board of the town of Mount Pleasant to consider a proposed local law to add chapter 68-21 to require the fencing of construction and demolition projects. Please take notice that the town board of the town of Mount Pleasant, New York shall conduct a public hearing at the town hall on June 13th, 2023 at 7:00 p.m. to discuss a proposed local law that will add chapter 68-21 to the town code to require the fencing of construction and demolition projects. Please take further notice that the proposed local law is available for review in the town clerk's office. Please take further notice that at the public hearing upon said proposed local law, an opportunity to be heard in regards thereto will then and there be given to those favoring passage of such proposed local law and also those opposed thereto. This is
Thank you.
dated May 24th.
Anyone here in the public have any questions regarding this local law regarding fencing of construction sites? Board members?
No.
No questions.
No questions.
No.
I would entertain a motion to close it then.
So moved.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
Second by Lori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The third public hearing.
Third public hearing is public hearing by the Town Board of the Town of Mount Pleasant to amend Town Code Section 118-8. Please take notice that a public hearing will be held before the Town Board of the Town of Mount Pleasant Town Hall on the 13th day of June 2023 at 7 o'clock p.m. for the purposes of consideration of the adoption of a local law amending Town Code Section 118-8 regarding penalties associated with the collection and disposal of garbage, rubbish, and refuse. Please take notice that the proposed local law is available for review in the town clerk's office. Please take further notice that at the public hearing upon said proposed local law, an opportunity to be heard in regards thereto will then and there be given to those favoring passage of such proposed local law and also those opposed thereto. This is also dated May 24th.
This is a weird question I have on this. Dog waste, animal waste, is that considered?
This is the $1,000 fine one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I was confused for a minute.
I don't want to stump you on that one.
Yeah, the answer is yes, but I forgot which local law was for a second.
Anybody in the public here have any questions regarding this public hearing regarding disposal of garbage?
You can come up to
come
the
up to the
mic
microphone,
and just
please.
state your name and address. If you could just come to the mic. Thank you.
Thousands of people want to hear what you have to say.
So, about the rubbish and refusal, we have a little bit of an issue on Bradhurst. I know the state, we've called the state numerous times about it, about how like the tree trimmings, like leaves and all that kind of stuff. What people are doing is just leaving it at the curb, and not even at the curb. They're just plowing it to wherever it is on their property, on the corners of their property. And when it rains, Bradhurst is actually in a valley, so the drainage ditches all get clogged up. And when they get clogged up, they back up. And when they back up on recycling days and all that kind of days, you're picking up people's trash cans and all that kind of stuff with the flood waters, and it's coming right down, right across Bradhurst, downriver of everybody else. And at one point, like at certain areas of Bradhurst, it'll clog up, and then you got bottles in front of your property, in front of neighbors' properties and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if we can change that at all, if anything can be done about that.
Has to do with manners and stuff like that, I guess.
Yeah.
Respect for people's property.
Is like my wife was asking if we could like put out a mailer saying that like, please put your, like don't put your refuse or like your tree trimmings or your bottles, paper, whatever, close to like the drainage ditches or anywhere that's gonna be downstream of the rain waters to the drainage ditches. I don't know if that's
In
a
the code,
possibility.
You're not allowed to put leaves, grass trimmings, brush outside of the curb. It's got to be on your property.
Oh, like,
That's already in the code.
I know, but it's like right up on the curb.
Well-
And then the rainwater's bringing it right down into the street.
If it's on the street itself, it's a violation, so
Okay.
I guess the best thing would be to call the building department if you see it again.
All right.
This will
Because
make-
we've called the town for over a year now, and they keep on saying that they're gonna help us take out or like clean out our drainage ditch, and they have yet to do anything about it.
Well,
And we've called the Department of Public Works of New York, and we've actually called here too.
it is a state road, that's the
Yeah,
only
that's-
Yeah,
other
where's the
town.
drainage ditch? Is it on
It's
Bradhurst?
all Bradhurst.
Yeah, that's state road.
Yeah, that's the
You
problem.
can't touch it.
I know, that's what I know, I didn't know if like somebody
could-
would call the state and
We could remind people,
kick them in the butt to come
we
down
could
and
remind
see it.
people that it's a violation for it to go out onto the road.
Okay,
We'll remind them of that.
okay.
And maybe in our next newsletter, we could put something in there
That's a good idea.
as a reminder, you know, all right?
All right, thank you.
And
Thank
you can contact the DOT, New York State Department of Transportation directly.
Yeah, we've been contacting them like for a year.
What I would do is write a letter or an email. That way it's on record, and then
It's same thing.
They don't respond?
They respond by, oh, we have a machine, and then I call up, and they're like, oh, we told your wife that we have a machine, and then the machine never shows up, and then they come down, oh, we looked at the drainage ditch, we've had a problem with this neighbor of yours, pretty much like a lot of stuff that's just been
Wow.
smoke and mirrors.
Do you think it's one specific person that's making it worse?
Not really, it's pretty much from the Westchester Medical Bridge all the way towards the Shell station on, the sawmill.
Oh, my.
That's a big stretch.
Yeah,
It's the whole road.
that's- Well, that's it. You get two houses that put their leaves at the, like, close to the curb, the rain picks it up,
And
brings it
bring it
right into
down.
the drainage ditch, clogs up every drainage ditch, and pretty much rips up the road too, because water is just relentless, and it'll just take away the tarmac. And I know the town has come down numerous times and patched up the tarmac, but that's just more stuff to get rammed into the storm drains at certain people's houses and underneath certain people's driveways.
Is it landscapers or individual?
It's landscapers, so on the off seasons, like the seasons that you guys don't pick up, the landscapers will physically take all their leaves and put it at the curb, because they see that in the town ordinance or whatever it is, that you can leave your leaves on your, like, town of Mount Pleasant, you can leave your leaves on your grass. And they take it as, oh, just pile it on the corner, and that's still on the grass, and we did our job, and bye.
Eventually it washes off.
Huh?
And
Until
then
it
eventually
washes
washes into the
ditch.
road.
And just the water just that drainage ditch just brings it right underneath people's driveways, who have the under driveway
The drainage?
drainage, or pretty much into all the grates. I've seen grates float down Bradhurst,
Jeez.
carried by leaves, so.
And I know what you're saying, the sides of Bradhurst are now crumbling.
Mhm.
The asphalt,
Yep.
or what you were saying, the tarmac, they're crumbling.
Yes.
So the road is getting even more narrow.
It's getting more narrow,
Yes.
and it's also getting potholes, like ditches, that kind of stuff.
I lost 2 tires on Bradhurst a year ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Flat, right away.
Wow.
Yeah.
That happens at excessively high speeds.
It was pouring. It was pouring. I had to run into the bar in the corner there. What's it?
The log cabin?
Like happened, yeah.
Could you do us a favor and sign in your
I
name
did.
and
Did
address?
it.
I did.
What's your address?
It's 221 Bradhurst.
What was your name again?
My name is Phil.
Gonna look into it.
Close exit my house now.
No, it's a significant problem, it has to.
Yeah, no, that's,
Yeah,
we
resolved.
called the town not only for our house, like the house next door, and the house up the road. A lot of just, it's just like, the drainage is just clogged, and I've actually gone out there. I don't know if, like, the police have told you guys, I've been out there unclogging my drain by myself, because the town, the state just refuses
Yeah.
to come down here. They have a new machine, the machine's broken. We have another machine, the machine's broken. So it's just a vicious cycle of what's going on.
Maybe at the very least, we can get a letter to everyone on that side of Bradhurst and make them aware of the
Well, I know
violation.
We have just moved into to the area recently, and it's been a year and a half that we've been here. And I know I've seen many people down past the church actually taking their, like, pretty much landscape rubble, refuse, and putting it on the other side
In the woods.
into the woods.
Yeah, that's a school property there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I haven't seen it since, but I know the state trooper barracks has been coming down, the state troopers have been coming down and flagging them. And they set up actually a guy one time just at the end of the road and just watched some guy just put it there. Squad car came right out. So I haven't seen anything ever since, but now it's just now on our side and it's just coming through the drainage ditches.
Does anybody bag their leaves there, or everyone just leaves them in a pile?
So I know the one like near our 2 houses in, they leave it at the curb. So if they don't mulch it into their lawn, like we mulch into our lawn, and anything that's excessive, we take and bag and bring it to the refuse stations. But sometimes they're bagged. I know, like, some people have landscapers, they'll bag it and then they'll throw the bag at the curb during the summer, and you guys don't pick up at all, so I don't know who's picking them up.
That's something we can look into.
We're gonna take a look at it.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Have
thank
a
you.
good
Thank
night.
you for coming.
Colin Amanda said that if you want to call tomorrow, the supervisor's office, she may have a contact at DOT that may be more responsive, so.
Well, we contacted everybody.
No, but I would call Amanda here tomorrow.
She
Her
has,
number's on the
she has a
website.
way of getting to these people.
Yeah, so maybe helpful.
All right, thank you.
The number's on the website.
Will do.
Any more questions, board? There'd be no further questions, we would entertain a motion to close this public hearing.
So moved.
Motion by Lori,
Second?
second by Danielle, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, I'm going to jump to, we're on the supervisor's report now, we're going to jump to number 12. Authorization to refer Toll Brothers Incorp. Petition for zoning text and map amendment to the planning board. We have discussed this particular project for quite a long time. This is the Legionnaires property. Any board members have any questions on this?
No, I think we've
Yeah.
covered everything over the several meetings.
Yep, we have.
Yes, I think
I'm
I'm
comfortable with that.
satisfied, willing to move ahead.
So the public's aware, Carl, this will be referred to the planning board. The planning board will have a public hearing, will consider the proposed text amendment and zoning map change, and also consider the site plan. So there'll be plenty of time for the public to come to the planning board meetings and hear what the planning board's questions or comments may be. I know there'll be presentations. I think they're set to be on the first planning board meeting for Monday, June 19th. I believe it's 7 or 7:30.
7:30?
7:30.
Planning
So
board, yeah.
this isn't the approval of the project. It has to go to the planning board, just so it's clear.
Right. Take a motion to move this forward.
So moved?
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. On my way to go get snacks.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night.
Take care. Good seeing you.
Going back to the supervisor's report, this is following up on the resolutions of the public hearings that we closed. First one is authorization to adopt local law 4/2023 to add chapter 43, structures requiring key lockbox.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Jerry,
Second?
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, authorization to adopt local law 5-2023 that will add chapter 68-21 to the town code to require the fencing of construction and demolition projects.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Third item is authorization to adopt local law 6-2023 that will amend Town Code Section 118-8 regarding penalties associated with the collection and disposal of garbage, rubbish, and refuse and other unwanted items.
Move for approval, please?
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Jerry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is call for a public hearing to discuss a proposed local law that will add Chapter 85 to the town code to limit parking and storing of boats and other vehicles. Now, I know that there were some questions, I believe Lori had some questions on this,
Yes, I do.
and
I read over the language that we proposed, and I have several questions. When I really take a look at the language that is proposed, I know the reason that we wanted to move forward with this. I'm just wondering, let's see, we're just looking for a public hearing here. I think we need to define more what is considered front lawn, front yard. I'd like to see if we can consider something like designated driveway instead of front lawn or front yard, or really be more specific, because we have different patches of land that qualify their front lawns in different areas. That was number one. Number two, I don't know if it's appropriate to ask that vehicles such as boats and/or some recreational vehicles be garaged, because I think that would be a hardship for some of our taxpayers, some of our residents. I've also done a little bit of research on the codes that we currently have here in the town of Mount Pleasant. And it seems that when we write other vehicles here, certain vehicles and boats. Can I ask the supervisor, what are we referring to when we say certain vehicles and boats?
All right, just a clarification on this. What we're doing here is calling for a public hearing.
Yes.
We're not doing the specifics of the law right now.
Okay,
What we can do at the next work session is go over the details of it and fine tune it to the satisfaction of all the board members.
I would appreciate that.
And then we'd have a clearer picture of what the actual law covers.
Okay,
So we could do that at our next work session if you like. I would suggest giving us an email of all the little details that you are thinking about, so we can all kick it around and come up with the right language.
okay. So then, should we move ahead with the public hearing?
We could schedule it, yes.
Okay,
That would be, what date would you
June 27th.
schedule a public hearing for 6/27? Resolution 26623, we'll schedule the public hearing for 6/27 to add Chapter 85 Town Code, limit parking and storage of boats and other vehicles. And in the interim, we will do some clarification of this local law.
very good, thank you. So I would move for approval on that public hearing.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Jerry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item also is scheduling a public hearing to amend Town Code Section A224-1, schedule of fees established for subsection 145-5, time limit, exception 145-18, permit fees, and 145-20, transferability of permit, change of vehicle plate number permit, application prohibited. 627,
Yes. And those are all parking related items, meaning commuter parking, street parking.
that's just commuter parking.
Commuter parking and merchant parking.
Okay. So Resolution 627-23, we'll schedule this for 627.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on, purchase order number 830-23-8, Mod Mag electronic flow meter for the Kensico Water District. Anybody need a description of what that is? I think we talked about it.
We talked
at the
about
work
it, yeah.
session.
More than I wanted to. I'll move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Jerry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, purchase order 830-2309, replacement electric pump number 1, Palmer Lane Pump Station in the Old Farm Water District. Another exciting topic. Resolution 26923 will approve that purchase order.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, purchase order 830-23-10, replacement of level, check valves, floats, and related items at Countryside Sewer Pump Station.
Do I not know where this is?
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Jerry. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries. I thought you just wanted to sit and think about the sewer pump station for a while.
I'm getting cross-eyed with all the water purchase
Water.
orders here.
Water and
always
sewer is
say-
Water and
expensive.
sewer, it is.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Purchase order 83023-11, installation of wet well mixer at Countryside Sewer Pump Station. I don't know if I want to get into the details of the benefits of having this mixer, but it is a benefit to the sewer pump station.
Please clarify Countryside Sewer Pump Station address, because I think I missed it, and I didn't ask you last time, I should have.
Where is that one?
And I apologize for not knowing, I usually do.
It's not in there?
No, and I'm sorry to put you on the spot.
It's got the vendor's address.
Yeah, as the vendor. Okay, I will,
I can get a location for you.
yeah, we'll look it up.
I'll make a motion for approval for this purchase order.
Motion by Tom,
Second?
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is purchase order 122305, 2023 agreement with SGD Landscape for Banks Hill Cemetery Landscape Maintenance Service. As you know, any abandoned cemetery in the town becomes the responsibility of that municipality to maintain them. So we basically cut the grass there, or the contractor does. At times, we end up removing trees, repairing stones and stuff like that. And I think it came up at a meeting where we were thinking maybe it'd be a good Boy Scout project, possibly, for repairing some of these stones that break or get pushed down. So, Resolution 27223 will approve that purchase order.
Move for approval?
Motion by Jerry,
Second?
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, purchase order 141-2301, Run 2, Cat 6 lines for Town Clerk's Office. These are for the upcoming credit card terminal. We're running 2 lines because inevitably what happens is eventually down the road you need another line, so while they're running it, it's cheaper to run the 2 at the same time. So Resolution 273-23 will approve that purchase order.
So moved.
Motion by Tom,
Second.
second by Lori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, authorization to obtain bids for the piping and treatment modification project at Loza Drive Water Treatment Facility in the Kensico Water District. I think we discussed this. Anybody have any questions regarding that?
Nope, I'm okay.
No.
We did talk,
No.
yeah, we did talk about it. Yep.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Lori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, authorization for town supervisor to sign cell tower site lease agreement between Town of Mount Pleasant and Dish Wireless. They want to add to one of our sites. This is at the, I think it was at
Loza
Clayburgh.
Drive.
I gotta check. No, Loza Drive.
Yep, Loza Drive.
Up at the water tanks.
Move for approval, please.
I know David is very careful about what we get on the town.
Yeah, we just went through engineering, we spent a lot of time on the lease.
Yeah.
Actually, it was more difficult than we thought, but I think it's all been signed off on.
Yeah,
I'll make a motion for approval, please.
Motion by Tom,
Second.
second by Jerry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is authorization for a street closing permit. One is Myrtle Avenue from Bradford Street to Main Street and Pamela Lane at Lakeview at the intersection. Let's see. Megan Blanchard is the one for Myrtle Avenue, and Lisa Baviello is Pamela Lane. First one is Saturday, August 12th, from 10 till 9 p.m. No rain date is scheduled for Lisa Baviello. It is for August 26th, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Rain date would be Sunday, August 27th, same time as before.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Jerry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is authorization to close town hall and town offices on September 8th, 2023 for Records Management Day.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, authorization to lift local code section 52-4, consumption in public places, possession of open containers, and presumption for Mount Pleasant Day in the hamlet of Hawthorne on October 1st, 2023, from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Jerry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Our investment report, rate of interest has jumped to 5.27%.
Very nice.
And we have our town board minutes for May 9th and 23rd for 2023. This time we have business on the floor. Anybody wish to address the board is welcome to do so. Being there no speakers, we'll go to our Emily Town Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening, everyone. Town Clerk's agenda, Town Board meeting, June 13th, 2023. Public hearing to consider proposed local law to add Chapter 68-21 to the Town Code to require the fencing of construction and demolition projects. Public hearing to consider amending Town Code Section 118-8 regarding penalties associated with the collection and disposal of garbage, rubbish, and refuse, and received 12 zoning board resolutions. 2 Broadway Realty LLC, 2 Broadway Hawthorne, David Clements, 227 Bradhurst Avenue, Hawthorne, John Marticelli, 349 Sherman Avenue, Hawthorne, Raymond Beckley, 37 Wall Avenue, Valhalla, Thomas Marcy, 24 Highland Terrace, Pleasantville, Matthew Marr and Lynne Goswami, 7 Pine Road, Valhalla, Stephen Brophy, 86 Bainbridge Avenue, Thornwood, Nancy Ziola, 535 Warren Avenue, Thornwood, Jonathan Spivak and Krista Ciano, 59 Livingston Avenue, Valhalla, James Short, 470 Westlake Drive, Valhalla, Bellevue Avenue, number 1, Builder, 0 Bellevue Avenue, Thornwood. I did double check that. 0. George and Gina Halapatsos,
That's a good one.
Lapidus.
It's a tough one.
32
yeah.
Richard Lane, Thornwood. That's it.
Very good, thank you. Moving on to council reports. Councilman Saliano.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My report's the Controller's memo. The following claims are submitted for town board approval. Accrued liabilities, PKF O'Connor Davies LLP, $8,875. Justice Court, WB Mason Incorporated, Catherine McDonald, $14,600. $71.63. From the auditor, PKF O'Connor Davies LLP, $4,250. From the category of assessment, Catalyst LLC, Marriott Courtyard, $17,720.80. From Town Clerk, General Code Publishing Corporation, $1,195. From Attorney, Bonshonick and King, PLLC, from Harris Beach, PLLC, grand total is $33,690.56 from that category. Moving forward to special consulting services, Historic Hudson River Towns, $3,000. From off-street parking, Mid-Westchester Lawn Service Incorporated, $1,000. New York State Department of Transportation, $2,690. For off-street parking categories, $3,690. From Culture and Recreation, Westchester Municipal Planning Federation, $720. Accrued liabilities, PKF O'Connor Davies LLP, $8,875. From the auditor, again, PKF O'Connor Davies LLP, $4,250. From safety inspection, Jeffrey H. Walker, DBA JHW Plan Review Service, $1,500. From Recreation Administration, Card Member Services, $1,099.58. From Parks, Assured Partners Northeast LLC, $4,768. From the category of adult programs, Peggy Ann Rackmus, $1,075.20. From the pool, PVS Mini Bulk Incorporated, $2,328.22. From youth programs, Mad Science of Westchester, Peggy Ann
Rascums.
how do you pronounce it?
Rascums.
Rascom's, $4,728. Moving along to the Planning Board, Cleary Consultants, $1,000. From Capital Building Improvement, FRM Mechanical Incorporated, RJG Electrical Contracting LLC, $31,686. From Highway General Capital Project, Ward Carpenter Engineers Incorporated, $21,600. From Capital Highway and Equipment, Berger Hardware LLC, East Coast Emergency Lighting Incorporated, Granger Incorporated, $475.63. From Ketsco Capital Projects, Charles A. Magnanaro, $10,680. From the Mount Pleasant Consolidated Sewer District, Prospero Nursery, All Makes Pump and Mortar Repair Incorporated, $13,685. From the Joint Water District Fund, D&E Business Forms Incorporated, Prospero Nursery, D&E Business Forms Incorporated, $3,266.44. From Mechanical Water District Number 1, Coin Chemical Corporation, $5,069.92. From Trust Agency Escrow, Cleary Consultant, $3,000. And the grand total, ladies and gentlemen, of the controller's memo is $206,899.98. I respectfully ask the board for a motion of approval for these expenses, please.
Motion by Tom,
Second.
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thanks so much. Have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Zana. Looks like you're off tonight.
Got off easy.
Councilman Shulman.
Wow. Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Supervisor, fellow board members, Town of Mount Pleasant residents. My report this evening is from the Parks and Recreation. I'd like to begin, my first item is from Doug Scott, Superintendent Recreation, and John Petroselli, Parks Superintendent. This is purchase order 70-23-61, Global Security Systems. The vendor is GSS, and this is for cameras for the Bradhurst Center, Community Center, and American Legion parking lots. The total cost is $9,673.20. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Jerry,
Second.
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Unfortunately, Jerry, with those cameras, because we've had some instances
Yes.
where things have been stolen and damaged at those particular sites, so unfortunately, we had to do this.
Yeah.
I think that's the way of life. Cameras are pretty much need to be everywhere. Second item is from Park and Recreation, John Petroselli. This is purchase order 70-23-62. It's a ride-on applicator. The vendor is Turf Co. Direct. And this is a T5000 ride-on applicator with 3-in-1 15-gallon accessory. And this is to be used for the turf applications at all town parks. Total cost is $17,581.44. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Jerry,
Second?
second by Lori. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
My last item this evening is from Doug Scott, Superintendent of Recreation. This is the authorization to approve instructor rates for the 2023 spring and summer programs. They have attached the instructor rates for recreational programs. And again, this is from Doug Scott. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Jerry,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
That's it.
Jerry,
Thank you.
they still have any difficulty getting?
Yes, they're still looking for camp counselors, if there is any interest out there. We do have some children on waiting lists for camps, and we'd like to try to fill them and get them all involved, and get them all in. Pool registration is going quite well, and looking forward to a great summer.
Do you know specifically which camps they still need counselors for?
Definitely the Mini Mount camp, for the
Mini
young ones, yes. The 3, 4, 5-year-old camp we do have a number of children on waiting list, and we'd like to try to get them all into camp if possible. So thank you.
How old do you have to be a counselor?
I believe 16.
Yeah.
You're too old, Tom.
Yeah, I can feel it.
You got some free time? Oh, wait.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Time. All right. Thank you.
Councilwoman Smalley.
Good evening, everyone. I have one item from Richard Benquit, Superintendent of Highways. It's a request to hire Paul Scopino of 2 Depew Street in Pleasantville as a seasonal employee at the Highway Department at a rate of $20 an hour. If approved this evening, he will be effective as of Monday, June 26, 2023. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Town Attorney, I don't know if you have any issues?
Not this
pending?
week.
Thank you. Scheduled meetings, our next work session will be Tuesday, June 20th at 7 p.m. Next business session will be June 27th at 7 p.m. If there be no further business, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move, please.
Second.
Tom and Jerry, thank you very much.
Good night.